Here in this video, we would like to talk about a property of a liquid called surface tension. The first thing that we need to say here is it's a property of liquids. So, what do you mean by liquids? It is simply where the molecular force of attraction among the molecules is little lesser than that of a solids, which because of which they don't have a concrete fixed shape and they will acquire the shape of the container. Loosely to say that, that's what you mean by liquid, right? They do have a property on the surface. So, this is how a typical surface of a liquid looks like. This surface consists of a tension. Tension is a kind of a force. So, surface tension is a kind of a force. In a loose words, I'm not going into technical things as of now. In a loose words, there's a kind of a force on the surface of a liquid, only on the surface of the liquid, not inside the liquid, and that property is being called as surface tension. We'll go into the details of surface tension, what this definition, how it works, all that in the say later period. But here I would like to start our discussion with the kind of certain examples, just to give you the feel of the surface tension. You can see some things like small insects, like ants, are able to walk on surface of water. They are able to walk on surface of water, on liquids. This is how somebody is able to walk on the surface. So there is a kind of ant here. Its weight is always acting in a downward direction. Because of that weight, it must sink. But it is not sinking down means there must be some force being applied by the surface in the upward direction. You can call that force that's happened due to that of a surface tension. How it applies that force, what's its direction, that all we will deal in the say coming course of action, coming course of our time. But that's because of the surface tension. You also know the properties like trees, root system. There is something like root system which is under the ground, which will push the water till the top leaf of the tree, and that's all happening. So imagine a tree here. So this is how a tree is. There's a root system. So here is the water. So the water is pumped from the ground to the top of the tree, basing on the because of the property, because of the help of a surface tension. There is another property which is generated because of surface tension called capillarity. We will discuss that too in this lesson. So it's just an example. That's what I want to say. I also want to tell you one more example. Like say during the say rainy season, there's a lot of mosquitoes all around. Mosquitoes. So this mosquitoes bites us and causes lots of difficulties for us in the name of fevers and all, right? So to avoid these mosquitoes, what's the governments do, municipal departments and all they do, they sprinkle kerosene. They sprinkle some kind of a chemicals or simply kerosene on the surface of that water. Here they do sprinkle. So what happens when they sprinkle that kind of a kerosene is this mosquito eggs lying on the surface of the water who are going to breed and becomes actual mosquitoes. Before that happens, when you sprinkle kerosene, because of the property of a surface tension or because of a lesser force, this kerosene dilutes the surface tension force and they sink to the bottom of the water. Once they sink to the bottom of the water, they won't be able to breed because they don't get sunlight. So we are using science there when people are sprinkling some kind of a chemical on the surfaces of the drainage waters to avoid further breeding of the mosquitoes. We also see there are so many examples that we see about the surface tension. Like you can see water drops, particularly small water drops. They're all spherical. They don't have any other shape. If you sprinkle water onto the air, the small drops get that spherical shape. That's because of the surface tension. Because of the surface tension, liquids tend to acquire minimum surface area. Among all the shapes of the three dimension, that's the sphere that has a minimum surface area. That's why you sprinkle water that becomes small water drops. That's because of the surface tension itself, right? How it happens, technical things we will go further into the lessons. Right now, we are just talking about, I just want to give you the feel of the surface tension. Further, you can see many things like towels. When you use bath towels, they suck water from our body because of the surface tension. Bath soaps, beauty soaps, you can say actually. This soap has no special ability to clean your body actually. What this soap do is they dilute the surface tension, they dilute the water to an extent. They give some specific property to the water because of the surface tension to penetrate deep into the bodies. So soaps helps water penetration better. So actually soap doesn't cleans. It makes water penetrates better into the inner or else to into the pores of the skin. Therefore, it's actually who cleans is the water itself. So may give you a kind of a scent and flavor, but who it's only helping the water to penetrate deep, right? So these are all many basic things which are happening because of the surface tension. And in my next lesson, I will talk about what is the surface tension, how it actually works, how all these applications happens because of surface tension. There are so many other applications too. I have just tried a few just to give you the feel of the surface tension. Welcome to the world of the surface tension and welcome to my physics blog. You will be knowing soon a lot about surface tension. Thank you.